How do we reverse the effects of something we did wrong in our current or past life? This was a question that was posted to us
5 years ago.
It was not 5 years ago. It was recent enough, but I forgot to write down where it was posted. So we are going to answer this question for you today. My husband, who is the videographer, will be speaking with us and joining this conversation and answering this question.
You think I'll be answering it. You will answer this question.
I will.
Sort of. Well, here's the thing. Have you ever been in a situation like that where maybe you feel you've done something that you feel bad about, but you're not sure how to address it? Or something, even something that's been done to you. You know, when you think about it, like, oh, geez, it's an uncomfortable situation, or it's something it's hard to get over.
Yes.
And you wonder, how do I deal with this?
Mm-hmm.
Have you had that happen to you?
I have.
That's pretty much what this question is, isn't it?
Yes.
That's pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was younger, and I told this story, and it's still funny to you, but you know, when I was younger, there was this girl, and maybe she'll watch this video, but there was this girl, and I think she must have liked me or something, because she'd always come around the house, and we would spend time together and talk. All of a sudden, this one day though, she must have told me that she liked me. She must have, because you know, I'd be as goofy as this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I actually got tomatoes and started throwing tomatoes at her.
The only reason why I found that story funny, it wasn't the story itself I found funny, it was the fact that when my husband started talking about this story, it was during a guidance session, and it was one of the Ascended Masters who came through and was telling the story, saying, and by the way, your wife is listening to this. And that was the funny part. So I wasn't laughing at the story. I was laughing at the Ascended Master who came through and said, by the way, your wife is listening to this. So I knew what he had done when he was a kid in this current life. That was the funny part.
You were listening? Well,
because I was recording everything.
Oh, it was one of those, what, like a past life session or something we're doing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
An Akashic record reading on yourself.
Oh, right. And then you started teasing me about that.
Afterward, yeah.
Very nice. How do you tease a person when they're so distressed?
I really wasn't teasing you about the story. It was the fact that the Ascended Master who came through said, you know, your wife is listening, by the way.
Oh, but then, remember now, what did they say about that? Because I did that, what happened?
You developed an allergy to tomatoes.
All right? So for those of you that might have allergies, well, I don't have the allergy now, probably because I got rid of that. But every time I'd eat a tomato, I could hardly breathe. My throat would just close up. Mm-hmm. And probably after that session, I was fine. I don't know. I don't recall. But now I don't have the allergy to tomatoes.
It's not the same, right? It definitely has improved.
I was told that, no, I don't have tomato allergy anymore at all.
Oh, okay.
I eat those now. But I was told that because of that event, I actually developed an allergic reaction to tomatoes. And because it was a bad experience for me. And then I thought, how do I correct this? Because I don't know where she is. And we've had this conversation many times.
Right.
You know, and we were kids, but it was still haunting me to this day. So how do I deal with it? Or how did I deal with it? Well, one was past life. Mm-hmm. If you heard the grasshopper, that's our son again. He just came back from cutting grass. So, anyway, one way is to go through a past life experience, but if you don't know how to do that, then that doesn't help you much.
Right.
You know, so how else do you do it? Well, we literally have what we call a decree that was handed down to us by the Ascended Masters that we normally give to individuals. And you say it enough, things start to happen, or it starts to peel layers off you. One way, though, which I know you've helped individuals with, is the statement that you send. Correct? The forgiveness statement?
Oh, yes, a forgiveness statement that individuals say, and you continue saying it until you feel the situation has been resolved.
Now, how will they know when the situation has been resolved?
Because they don't feel like they have to say the statement any longer.
That's one thing that happens, but what happens, what are some of the things that can happen while they're saying this forgiveness statement?
That's a good question.
You don't recall?
No.
You said the forgiveness statement. You don't remember what you experienced?
No.
I guess not.
I'm trying to remember because it's been a while.
You know, one of the things that a lot of people talk about is that they start to have dreams about the individuals that they had certain incidents with. Right, exactly. And when the dreams come up, they see what happened, or the things are shown to them, and then they would contact and say, I had this dream about this individual, and this is what happened. And then we would say, what would you normally tell them?
But based on the dream, normally it meant that whatever was between them was balanced.
Exactly.
Everything was taken care of at that point.
Yeah, that's when we ask them, go back now and try to relive that situation, right? We ask them, relive the situation. When they try to relive it, they don't feel the same pain.
Right.
They don't have the same emotion. Negativity is gone from the emotion. And that's when they know, okay, I'm done with this one. Sorry, so the point is that sometimes people think that they have to contact the individuals that they've had some negative experience with, and that's the farthest thing from being accurate.
Correct.
Because remember, God is everywhere. So you don't have to go contacting anybody, Some people feel they have to go and revisit the place where things happened. All you're doing is you're putting yourself back into that same energy. Why would you want to do that? When you can do everything remotely, just like how we help people heal, it's done remotely for them. Well, because God is everywhere, the healing can take place anywhere. Whether it's for forgiveness healing, that's still healing.
Yes.
Or whether it's we send the energy from here to help them heal. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me.
You want to add anything to that?
You can always contact us, and we can help you through something. If there's something specific that you'd like help with from either this life or you think it might be from a past life.
Well, if they don't know, normally we could let them know, right? If they
Right.
send, for example, they have a dream and they send the dream to us, we can let them know if it's a past life and what it means, or if it's current life and what it means. Or like you said, it might be one of those dreams that just they ate too much Taco Bell or something. We'll let them know that as well. Especially eating Taco Bell right now, that's not a good idea. They're probably closed anyway, right?
Oh no, they're still open.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's takeout.
Got it. Anyway, so the one thing is the forgiveness prayer.
Right.
Is that what we call it?
Forgiveness statement.
Forgiveness statement. And it's kind of long, isn't it?
It is. It is, but it covers everything that you
Like
could possibly
what?
think of.
Oh, okay.
Right, like any current or past friends, family, individuals you've worked with, I mean, just all kinds of things. This life or a past life, and on all different levels, be it physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It's really all-encompassing forgiveness statement.
Now, if I remember right, this version, do they have to even know who they want to correct things with?
No. With this forgiveness statement, you just say it, and anything that is to be corrected, as we're speaking, I know for me, it came through in dreams, or just all of a sudden I think about someone in a situation, but the whole feeling toward it was completely different, and that's how you know who has been affected, and it's just.
Well, because people will come up that you probably didn't even think about, correct? Like,
Yes.
oh wow, why am I thinking about this person?
Yes.
And that's one of the things you'll notice, that once you start saying the forgiveness statement, all these people come up. We're like,
I haven't thought about that person
exactly.
in years.
Exactly. But that's the way that God, your angels, your spirit guides are letting you know, okay, whatever happened between you and this person is already taken care of. And again, it's always a good idea to go back and try to revisit that situation and just check your feelings about it, your emotions.
Right.
And if you're still emotional about it, then it's not over yet.
It hasn't been resolved.
Exactly. So just keep going. So we've talked about the violet flame, saying the violet flame, that helps.
The violet flame decree.
You'd combine that with the forgiveness statement, I would say, right? So
Yes.
just doing one. Those two normally do the trick for the most part.
Right.
Now, if someone wants to go ahead and contact somebody, feel free to do that, but it's really not necessary at all. It's not necessary at all. The other one, which is something that I had to do a while back, it might be so serious that you're trying to let go of it, and we'll deal with that in a separate video. You shouldn't be trying to let go of anything, correct?
Right.
You should never try. They say, myself says, you don't try. It should never be an effort. It will just come naturally. So if you're trying to forgive somebody, it will never work. You know, that's what you just say the statement and let it be.
And it will come.
It will come. You know. Next thing is this, though, that there are times when, even though you've said the forgiveness statement so many times, you've said the violet flame decree so many times, this situation is still haunting you. So what do you do in a case like that? And normally when that happens, it's because you feel like you've been wronged. You feel like you're the one that you've been victimized. You feel like you're the one that they've done something wrong to.
All right.
And this one can last for a while. And that's because you haven't let it go. Remember, everything that happens, it's us, right?
Right.
So even though we might think it's somebody else, we've said this in a separate video as well, that we have to remember, or we should remember, that everything that happens here, we've signed up for. And the moment we start to look at life from that perspective, then things are different. Meaning, and this might sound really strange, right? Someone comes and slaps you across the face, you don't even know, it's a complete stranger. You can go and hit the person back, or you can say, okay, for whatever reason, I signed up for that, we balance this karma, it's over with, and then it's done. You don't go fighting back, it's done, especially if the person just leaves. And that's a really ridiculous example I gave because I wanted to be as dramatic as possible. That's why I came up with something like that, right? Because what people normally do is they'll go after the person and say, why do you do that? And, you know, want to pick a fight or want an explanation. And that's because they don't remember, they don't realize that they signed up for that. They agreed for that to happen. You agreed for that person to challenge you, right? To see, do you have a balanced mindset, as in you won't just react to things. You know, can you forgive somebody? Maybe you're working on forgiveness in this lifetime. So when those things happen, we should look at that as well. And if we do, then it's hard for us to think about we have to forgive somebody. See, that's it. A lot of people contact and say, well, I forgave this person. And I say, well, I always think to myself, if you think about why you're here, then you should be thanking the person, not forgiving the person. See?
Thanking them for the experience.
For the experience.
To be able to grow from the experience.
That's correct. You see, because if someone abused you, okay, someone abused you, you can say they abused me, and you hate them, right? You have this really hurt emotion when you think about the experience because they didn't treat you right. And then you sit there, you could say, what did I do to deserve that? Which people always ask. I didn't do anything. You know, what did I do? And even if you think you did something wrong, okay, that doesn't mean that you should beat up on yourself for that. Because that was something you probably needed to do so that you could go through this experience in this lifetime. But not in a bad way. Nothing. You should never look at your past life or your contract as a bad thing. It's always something positive. Again, we go back to expectation. We did a video on expectation, right?
Right.
So it's all about what you expect from it and what you get from it. So here, someone abused you, and you can say, I got abused, they're bad people, how could they do that to me? I'm such a nice person, I always treat them nicely. And you live with that for the rest of your life as to you being abused. And now, you ask us for the forgiveness statement, and you're saying it to forgive them that abused you, whomever it was. And then you finally say, okay, I've forgiven them. Now let's go back a little bit, I'll flip it a little bit and say, here's Jesus. He knew that Judas was going to betray him, right? When the time came, what did Jesus say to Judas? You probably don't know, because you say you don't study the Bible, right?
Yep.
But Jesus said,
never read it.
Judas, do what it is you're supposed to do. Do what you came to do. You know, he wasn't mad at him. He said, I know what you're going to do, and you know you're supposed to do it. So go ahead and do it.
Wasn't it the same thing with Peter, who denied him 3 times? Just said, you'll do this, and it's something you're supposed to do.
It's because Peter
and I understand.
Right, because Peter told him, oh no, I'll be there with you, I'll protect you. He said, no, you're going to deny me 3 times. Right? But he didn't say it in an upset way.
Right.
He knew that was, Peter signed up to do that. Peter
part of
signed
their
up,
contract.
it's part of his contract. Right? And then what did Jesus do? Peter became one of the biggest people in the Catholic Church, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that he built Jesus allowed the church to be built through Peter.
The rock, right?
Right. He's the rock of the faith.
But he's the one that denied Jesus 3 times. So you think Jesus would be like, I'm not making you my rock. You betrayed me 3 times after you said you wouldn't. That's not what he did.
No.
Because Jesus understood that they signed up for that. They signed up for it. Judas was come. Someone had to identify Jesus to the Romans. Well, Judas said, I'll do it. Someone had to deny Jesus 3 times. Mm-hmm. Peter said, I'll do it. But they forgot that. They forgot that in their contract. Jesus remembered because he can read the Akashic records, right?
Right.
So if we who don't have the level of frequency yet to access the Akashic records, just accept the fact that, okay, this happened, I must have signed up for it, then we're not looking to forgive anybody. We're looking to forgive ourselves for being mean to ourselves, for putting ourselves down, for blaming ourselves for allowing that thing to happen. Because people normally, you might say, how could I let them abuse me like that? You know, how I must be an idiot to let them do that to me. See?
So really, it's forgiving ourselves for having allowed that situation to happen, but thanking the other individuals and being grateful for the experience.
Exactly.
No matter how bad that experience may be.
How bad we
perceive that experience to be.
See, and when you do that, you let go faster because you understand that there's nothing to hold you back between you and some other individual. Unless if you created it and then you're holding on to it. But if you tell them, thank you for allowing me to grow, thank you for that experience, for making me stronger, what is there to be upset about?
As you're speaking, and this example is coming up a second time, while you were speaking earlier came up, but I remember years ago, a long time ago, we used to go to the store and go grocery shopping, and there were many times where we'd be driving and all of a sudden we'd go from going at a nice even pace to slow, really slow, especially in parking lots. And there were this is in Chicago when we lived in Chicago, and there would always be elderly people in vehicles in front of us or walking in front of our vehicle, and my husband would be like, geez, what's up with all the old people? But I must say, toward my husband's credit, he would always say, all right, this is happening for a reason. I don't know what it is with me and old people, but I'm going to go through this. And he would calm down. He would get patient, he'd still make the comments, oh, I have to be somewhere. Oh, we have to go get this other thing from this other place. The impatience would still be there, but he would go through it. And he'd say, I know this is happening for a reason. So.
Right. And when I say old people, it wasn't necessarily the age, it was the pace that they moved.
It was the slows.
Exactly.
The turtles. You went from running with rabbits to being with turtles that were just creeping along. And it's like, why is this? Even in the grocery stores to check out, they would take one thing out of the cart at a time, slowly put it on the checkout belt.
The point is that we thank them for that. I wasn't supposed to go, what's up with old people, Right. That wasn't right. It's like, okay, they're slowing me down for a reason, avoiding me from getting into some kind of accident or something.
As you say, I must have karma with the elderly.
Exactly. And I used to say it all the time, right?
Yes, you did. So, but now that doesn't happen.
Because the karma is balanced. Mm-hmm. That's a very good example. And so if we look at it from that standpoint, that there's a vast universe out there, and everything that happens around us happens for a reason. So instead of us reacting, we respond and be grateful. Like they always say, have gratitude, you'll see things differently. Yes. So that when you say the forgiveness statement, it's not about you forgiving anybody, it's about you being forgiven.
And letting go.
Because once you forgive yourself, then it's easy to let go. The hardest thing is not about forgiving somebody else. It's about us forgiving ourselves because we blame ourselves for so many things. Make sense?
Yes.
But the next one is this. Another one is, let's say now you still can't let go of that situation. That's when you go to what we call the karmic board.
Okay.
All right? And we'll discuss that in a different video because that's a different process all of its own. But you could literally get things straightened out by going to the karmic board. You know, that's when you just feel you just can't let go of something for whatever reason. Don't beat up on yourself for it. It happens. You know, for whatever reason, it happens. That no matter how hard you try, you're able to let go of something. In that case, you let us know, and we'll do a video on just how to approach a karmic board, how to solve situations using the karmic board. That will be very interesting.
Indeed it will. All right. If you feel this video has helped you and it might help someone else, share it. Remember to subscribe, like, find us on Facebook at clearinghealingandguidance.com, on Instagram at 190vision, and we will see you in the next video.